Okay, happy Tuesday. So today we're going to continue what we started yesterday, but maybe start a brand new drawing. Yesterday we just worked on the lay-in and then kind of put in a light dark pattern. Today I'm going to demo some constructive forms. I'm going to do a cube, I'm going to do a cylinder, and I'm also going to do a sphere. And then I'm going to draw a second lay-in for you guys. You can watch it once and then maybe rewind the video and draw along with it, or you can do your own thing. You don't have to copy my work. After that, we're going to speed it up for the lay-in, hopefully save you guys some time, work smarter, not harder. And I'll kind of work back into a few of my buildings, describe what I'm doing, try to give them more character. But what we're going to try to channel today is we're going to work like artists, okay? And artists aren't that little printer that maybe you guys haven't seen it, but I remember it, where it printed like one line at a time, okay? Artists don't work from the top of their page to the bottom. Artists work on the whole drawing at the same time, which we all know is impossible, okay? Your pencil only has one point, and that means that you can only work on one part of the drawing. So hopefully, by working from lay-in, very big ideas, to medium ideas, to small ideas, we can complete a more compelling piece of art. So thanks for jumping in and tuning in on the Google Classroom. Hope everybody's okay. Hope you're all taking care. Even if you're just watching the videos, hey, we're all good. Without further me talking, here we go. Alright, hey guys, back at the demo table, and I just kind of want to review basic constructive shapes, and then I'd like to do a little bit of drawing. So here we go. So remember that there's three basic constructive forms. I said shapes earlier, it's correct to call them constructive forms. The first is the cube or the box. The second is the cylinder. And the third would be a sphere. These shapes have varying levels of descriptiveness. The least descriptive being the sphere and the most descriptive being the box. You could, if you wanted to, take these forms and add onto them. This is called doing a projection. You'll notice that right here, okay, I'm actually subtracting, I changed my mind. That if I keep all my lines, well not all, if I keep all my horizontal lines parallel, all my vertical lines parallel, all my diagonal lines parallel, each line does a job. And when they're working together, you can communicate an idea. If your lines aren't working together, you can't communicate an idea. So whenever you work on one of these drawings, the first things you want to check is, my vertical lines, are they all parallel? My diagonal lines, are they all parallel? My horizontal lines, are they all parallel? If those three sets are all parallel, your drawing will start to tell a story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double time the speed, and I am going to start with my lay-in, which I'll just kind of quick demo the lay-in before the speed up. But right here I've got my my picture plane. Okay, I don't want to do too big of a drawing. I think that might get overwhelming for me. So I'm just I've cut my paper down. This is, believe it or not, a pretty big sheet of newsprint. And I'm just using a Prismacolor black pencil, but you guys feel free to use whatever you want to use. Whatever you got lying around the house is good enough for me, and it's good enough for you. So remember, when you do your lay-in, you work in layers. Horizontal lines describe width. Vertical lines describe height. Vertical line describes height. Horizontal, width, vertical. You don't have to talk out loud. You might drive your parents nuts if you do. But what I like to do is, at least I think it to myself. I think, hey, what is this line's job? Is it describing width or height? We're not going to do depth just yet, okay? About 2 seconds we're going to do some depth. So I've got the faces of my building drawn. Now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to work back across. I'm going to use a diagonal line and I'm going to describe the depth of the buildings. I'm going to try to pick that line up. Notice how I ghost off the previous line to pick it back up so that I keep all these lines true to each other. My lines are a little bit under 45 degrees. You guys can feel free to maybe go over that, go under that. But if they're too close to parallel or they're too close to vertical, they're not going to read as depth lines. So you have to distinguish your lines. They have to have enough, I don't know, difference, if you want to call it that, from each other. Look at that, here we go. The video is going to speed up now, and I'm going to finish my lay-in, and then I'll check back in with you guys after this lay-in's complete. Alright, so the lay-in's about done. A little cheat I like to use. Well, this building looks a little bit awkward the way these are, so I'm going to carry this all the way back. I'm going to carry this all the way over. They intersect here. Now I have this big kind of L-shaped building. And then another cheat I like to use is the further things are from you, the more flattened out they get. It's kind of a way that the world works. So what I like to do is maybe put like some mountains in the background, or maybe like some of those buildings like you used to draw when you were a little kid, or maybe even like a big sun, you know, like that, just to kind of give a little bit of sense of depth to the drawing. You don't have to do that. You could do your buildings all the way to the top. So this is the lay-in stage. These are my big ideas, okay? And in my portrait drawing, I talk a lot about eyes being, you know, you could do okay noses, you could do okay lips, but if you really want to have a compelling portrait, the eyes are what people are going to dialogue with. To do good city drawings, this lay-in phase, these loose gestural stages, is really what you got to get right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work from front to back. So things low on the page are closer to me, things up or high on the page are further from me, and I'm going to kind of add some character to these buildings. I want to work, I got my big ideas, now I want to work with like medium ideas. So maybe this building has like, okay, it's got like a pool. Okay, so I got diagonal lines working with my horizontal lines, and then maybe behind it off over here is maybe it's a really nice pool, so there is a cabana behind it, you know. There we go. Woo, cabana, I'd love living there. And maybe like I could do something like this, or okay, so we got a window, all right, but maybe it's not just a window. Maybe these diagonal lines come out, and maybe it's like I don't know, like some sort of observation deck, like on the Sears Tower, or Willis Tower, for those of you that don't remember, like that. Okay. If I wanted to, I could kind of put in this archy shape here, the same C-curve arc there, and then diagonal, diagonal, diagonal. Look at that. Now I got my... We'll actually bring these all the way down. Look at that. That's great. And you know what? I'm going to carry this all the way down. And look, now the building's got just a little more character. Maybe over here, we kind of continue on that theme, and I kind of build like this. Okay, so vertical, diagonal, horizontal, horizontal. These are the same length. Check that out. Diagonal, vertical, vertical. Okay, they hit here. That's kind of interesting to me. Maybe we'll play around with that in a second. I'm not quite sure what I want to do there. And we put in another arc. You know, these arcs are compelling to me. Horizontal, 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 horizontal. Sell that. All right, so you see how I'm building up this building? The thing is, you know, maybe, you know, you don't have to be perfect at this right off the bat. In fact, you're going to have to do more than one of these before you get it right. But you could even, one of my favorite things is think about what the people need to live. And maybe this building needs a water tower. Water towers are fun to do. Maybe it's got an antenna on it too. Here we go. Water tower, and maybe there is air conditioner, a big air conditioner, you know, because it's a big building. There's probably 300 people in this building. Got the air conditioner, you got some duct that goes, you know, out into the building. Right? Okay, who knows? Maybe it cuts in instead of just like that. So it's got like a more fancy theme. I'll dig back into this drawing tomorrow. I'd really like you guys to do some drawing on your own. So whatever you end up with, go ahead and post on that classroom stream. And thanks again for tuning in.